Greetings, Redheads. Thank you for joining us in another episode of your favorite show, Red's View. I am your gracious host, J Red, joined by the lovely, beautiful Melanice. What's happening?
Hey, hey.
We are back. And notice I didn't say free game, I said Red's View. We're going to be talking about the reason I'm doing it right now is because with this particular topic, it's been very, very controversial, heavy, on fire, and me and DJ PM didn't get a chance to actually listen to the song or watch the video at the time that it came out. So on the last episode, we briefly discussed it, but today we're going to go into full detail, and we're going to talk about the controversy surrounding the WAP video by Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B. WAP stands for what, Melanice?
Wet ass pussy.
Wet ass pussy. Yeah. So, before we begin, make sure that y'all hit that like button, and also make sure that you subscribe to youtube.com/WeAuthenticNetwork. And RedsView.com, you get your RedsView shirts. But anyway, so let's dive into it. All right, so Wet Ass Pussy, that's the single. They released the artwork for it a few days prior, and we have a single with Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, two of the top female hip hop artists. They're superstars now. Now, the thing is, I want to begin this video by saying those who aren't open to listen to dialogue and just want to get negative tidbits of what the hell we're talking about, this isn't for you. This is only for overthinkers, people who, not even overthinkers, just people who it makes sense. Like, you got common sense. So y'all can try to attack me all you want to, but hey, I have a female with me tonight, so it can't be male bias with DJ PM or anybody else. So
Right.
So I want to say the reason I feel personally that this song and video is receiving so many mixed reviews and reactions is simply because it's bad timing. I think that with everything that's been going on with this pandemic, we've been on lockdown. Well, I ain't gonna say lockdown, but we've been shut down since March, right? When the pandemic hit. It's people dying. COVID is kicking our asses right now in America. The leadership is terrible. We're in a terrible state. And not only that, but the whole Black Lives Matter movement revived again with the deaths of George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, and also Sister Breonna Taylor, which we still have not arrested her killers. So with all of that, it's a serious tone. If you look back at history, when stuff was going on, Marvin Gaye switched up his content and made a whole album discussing what was going on during that time called What's Going On. James Brown, dibbled and dabbed in rock and roll and all that other stuff. But when it was time for the civil rights, he was like, I'm black and I'm proud. You know what I'm saying? Everybody adjusts to what the times are. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with rapping about your pussy, your dick, your whatever. We've heard numerous songs. This ain't the first time we've heard songs like this. I just feel like, these are two female rap superstars right now. Cardi B ain't put shit out in a minute, but she's still a top. You know how I feel about Cardi B, but she's still a top superstar. She's still a top star. And then Megan she's the hottest rapper in the game right now, other than Lil Baby. So when you get those two big forces coming together for this single, I didn't know what to expect. I knew it was going to be something freaky because they both had their tongues out and stuff, but I didn't know how far it was going to go. But when the hook is talking about wet ass pussy, I just feel like there's a time and a place for that. Now, I guarantee you, if this would have came out last year, if it wasn't no pandemic, the Black Lives Matter, all that other stuff, I feel like it wouldn't be getting this many mixed reactions. And also, I don't feel like it'll be it will be a topic, but I feel like it'll be more positive than negative. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So what you think about it?
I definitely think it's very time sensitive. Had this been last year, this time, it probably wouldn't have caught so much flack as it is now. But we're in a time where we other people are really trying to refocus and, just get some shit done, that's lasting change. And so when you have, artists who typically don't do music that is really for the current time or about progression and all these different things that's going on right now, when you have all these different artists who typically don't do that doing it, and then you get this, it's kind of like, but really, you know, and especially when it's like, it wasn't even nothing new, you know, it's the same thing that they always talk about. So in that sense, it's like, oh, okay, well, I expect that from them. But at the same time, it's just wasn't the time for it.
And it's okay. We can have balance. Like when Will Smith in the August Alsina entanglement thing came out, we were multitasking. We were like, oh my God, look what's going on with this. You know what I'm saying? Right now, if we find out that Barack was cheating on Michelle or something like that, everybody would be talking about it. It'll be a heavy, heavy discussion. But I feel like with this particular song, it just came at a different time and space and what we're doing. Like, I guarantee you this. If, say, Jay-Z, who used to sell drugs, right? T.I. used to sell drugs, or Jeezy, if they came together and put out a song talking about some I sling crack, or when I used to whip that work or whatever, it'll be getting the same type of negative feedback, I feel like. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if it was two males, now you do have music that's out where, you know, it's the shoot 'em up, bang, bang music. That's been here, right? But two superstars getting together to talk about something negative, you know, like and wet ass pussy is negative. I mean, I love wet pussy.
Not negative. I mean, because it's not negative. It's just a bad time.
But when I say negative, like if I talked about slinging crack right at this time, it would be viewed as negative, right? And I feel like with the wet ass pussy, it's like everything that they're talking about in the song, everybody has a ratchet side and all that other stuff right then. But somebody could look at it as negative because, you know, they're basically over sexualizing, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, somebody said, it's so funny. They said that I have to have a condom in my ear to listen to it.
It wasn't that bad. It was your typical, I don't know what to say about your sex life or what you do. That was like over the top. But I mean, I don't know, it was just typical.
Nah, Melanie. They were saying a lot of, it was real freaky. But we've had freaky shit like that before. Kaya put out My Neck, My Back. You know what I'm saying? Trina has put out stuff. Lil' Kim has said I can make a Sprite can disappear in my mouth, all that other stuff. But like I said, it's just, I think it's a different time right now, and we got so much. It's like you don't even want to touch nobody right now because of COVID, and y'all over here talking about some wet ass pussy. And I think the hook in the song, like Cardi, which sounds retarded. I'm not a fan of Cardi B. I can just say that. Megan is cool. I'm not a fan of Cardi B. So, but y'all should know that from following me or whatever. But another thing I want to touch on is that there are different males and everybody who was commenting. I had said that, I forgot what status I made, but anytime that I critique a female rap song, then I get the whole, well, it's not made for you. It's not made for you, right? But when I critique a Jeezy song, when he raps, I'm not saying he raps about it no more, but rapping about drugs and all that other shit, street shit. I'm not no street nigga and I ain't no trapper. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's not for me too. So I think that this music is music. You know what I'm saying? Like that Kaya, My Neck, My Back song, that wasn't for me, but it had a nice beat to it. You know what I'm saying? It was a catchy song, but I don't expect no nigga rolling around talking about, talking about some wet ass pussy or my neck, my back or whatever. But it's okay to have an opinion on stuff. That's how I look at it. If the music is there and you put it out into the world and the labels push it, then I can say what the fuck I want to say about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's for everybody. I mean, if you don't like it, you just, you don't listen to it pretty much. But I mean, if it's out there, like as an artist, any type of artist, whether that's music, visual art, whatever, like if you put something out there to the public, it's for everybody to say what they want, to whatever. So I mean, whoever said that, they just gotta chill. It's for you to say whatever you want to say about it.
Right. It's okay. You can have an opinion. I like the beat. The beat was dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it wasn't a bad, like some people are calling it like a trash song, but I don't think it's trash. I think Cardi B is trash, but Megan was spitting on there. You know what I'm saying? She had a nice flow. But if we're talking about the song in general. I think that the song was cool. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like this year, like you put that, it's like we still got stuff going on with Breonna Taylor. You know, her killers aren't being arrested, and you know, it's just so much. We're looting, like folks out here looting, fighting in the streets. Like it's just such a serious tone. We got Trump as president. It's a lot of stuff, and I'm not saying that we cannot multitask because somebody was like, how does wet ass pussy and this relate? I'm like, well, they're big artists that hip hop runs the world right now. Hip hop is the #1 genre in America. So that has like a big impact on different things. So that's why I feel like it's receiving mixed reactions right now because of the tone of it. You know, Megan, if they would have just made a twerk song, I bet you wouldn't even have been too much. Like, you know, because Megan has been putting out certain singles recently. Like she put out Girls in the Hood like not too long ago, and it didn't cause any controversy. Like, you know.
Right.
So I think
you could also be, you know, like you said, you don't like Cardi. It could also be like just a personal thing where people just really not even liking her also. Because if you think about it, like her, how she puts herself out there, just period. And then when you look at the video, the two, like, they correlate. Now, I don't know how she really is, like, in person or whatever, but what she puts out to the public, like, on her Instagram or whatever, like, the two, like, they correlate. So when you see it, it's like, well, at least for me, I was like, okay, typical Cardi.
yeah.
You know, do I like it? No, you know, but
yeah.
Not my kind of music. I just listen to it when people ask for it in class. So, you know.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, the video was cool though. I did enjoy that. Like it was cool. It was a cool video. They had one thing I did like about it, not just the visuals, but they had different female rappers that were in the video as well, as far as making cameos. Like Mulatto was in there, and those other chicks, I don't know who they are. I forgot their names or whatever. No shade. It's just I didn't know who they were. But I think that the female hip hop right now has a wave, and these are the most in recent memory. It's a lot of female rappers that are making hit records. You know what I'm saying? It kind of reminds me of like the '90s when you had the Queen Latifahs, the Brad, you know, Eve. You had a bunch of them at one time, but that were making hit records. Lil Kim, Trina, a lot of them, right? But then when Nicki Minaj came, female rap wasn't really prevalent at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like people weren't really talking, wasn't a lot of female rappers. So she held the title for so long, but now she's influenced a whole another generation of female rappers. You got Flo Milli, shout out to Flo Milli from Mobile, Mulatto, Cardi, Megan, City Girls, and all of them make hit records. So I think that was dope.
But the thing is, though, like, even with the people that you just listed, I feel like they all rap about the same thing. They all give this same, like, persona. Whereas, like, if you take it back, you know, like you said before, you had all these different types of female rappers that were rapping about different things. It wasn't just all, like, it wasn't all sexual. It wasn't all twerking. It wasn't all just explicit and just being, like, this overtly sexy female. Like, it didn't take all of that. And I feel like now most female artists, like, that's what they do. That's what they give. So for me, it's just like, is that it? Like, is that all
that you got all?
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, for a lot of them, it is. It's just, you know, at one time you'll have a lot of street rappers. At one time you'll have a lot of dope dealing rappers. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna get into that later, but it's like the people who are in there. I mean, I can't speak on everybody else. I know Mulatto raps about that. That's not. I guess I don't know. I've never listened to a whole Mulatto album, but the singles that she has out now.
Did you see that post I sent you of like whatever new song she got out, and then at the end of it, it had, you know, the Breonna Taylor hashtag, and I'm like, but why even put that at the end of a song or a video like that? Like, that's just, to me, I felt like that was kind of disrespectful. Like, really? Like, this is how you choose to show respect?
out of place? You feel like that was
It
like
was tasteless. Yeah. Like that was, I was like, no, hell no. That ain't, no. It's so many better ways she could have done that in that video. And I don't even know what the hell the song was about. But I know it ain't have nothing to do with no justice, no nothing, no Black Lives Matter. It ain't have nothing to do with none of that. I know that much.
she because you can express however you would like, because that song was definitely not about that. She remixed Gucci Mane's Gucci Mane's Freaky Girl and made it her own. So it didn't have to do it, you know. It was just a way to just say, hey, we're still thinking about it. But I get exactly what you're saying. Like, to have that be right behind a video like that, it was.
You know, that was not it.
Yeah. But shout out to Mulatto. I had a chance to interview her on Red's View like a few years ago, like 4 years ago, I think, when I first started Red's View. So shout out to her. I want to play a clip real quick, and I hope Zoom can hear it correctly. But so Apple Music had this thing. I guess it was like a little Zoom call that a few female rappers were having. Cardi B was a part of it, and you had this particular ratchet woman, this female, that I'm gonna just play it and y'all listen and tell me what you think.
I feel like being like sexual and shit, like I don't see nothing wrong with that, because baby, I got 3 kids. And I mean, I got these kids from sucking and fucking. At the end of the day, me being a hoe, like these people say, like, honestly, I liberate a lot of hoes. You feel me? When I hear Cardi talk about popping some pussy, me and my bitches is with it. Like, that liberate us, because it's like, fuck you, self-respect ass hoes. Cause how y'all got self-respect? Like, I don't think y'all got self-respect like that. Cause first of all, you supposed to tax these niggas. That's self-respect. You feel me? Like, it make me feel liberated. Like, I love crossing boundaries. Because guess what? Scared money don't make no money. If you going to be scared to get that money, you going to be scared to be yourself and say, that's who I am, then you ain't going to get that coin like that. Facts.
So what do you think about that, Melanie, as a female?
First of all, I don't know if I want to like laugh or be mad, or I don't know if I'm confused or what. Like, that was okay. First of all, it seems there is some lack of self-respect for herself, because the way I took it, I just feel like as a female, like, yes, we all, well, most of us do all those different things, right? And that's just a part of life. Being sexual and like all of that is a part of life. It's part of being a female, whatever. But that's not to be exposed to everybody. Like, I don't have to be out here and showing, what I do, or showing my body, or just, make it known to even like with people that I talk to. It's not for everybody to know what it is that I do. But if that's the way you make your money, or that's the way you get your relationships, or you make a living, or whatever the case may be, I mean, that's fine. It's your prerogative, but the way she explained it, it doesn't even have anything to do, like, if you're not okay with exposing all of that doesn't say that you don't have self-respect for yourself. It just says that you have more dignity than to, just show that to everybody, because again, that's not for everybody. But I mean, you can tell that's probably maybe a reflection of how she grew up, but it also speaks to the fact of impressions, right? So like with the song with Cardi and Megan, if that grown woman with 3 kids feels that way and she feels liberated and whatever from this song, imagine how some impressionable, low self-esteem girls, and I'm not even going to say an age, because it can be any age, honestly, will look at that and be like, oh, okay, so this is how, I get a dude, or this is how I get this job, or this is how I whatever. So it just, especially in a time right now where I feel like women are really like just doing the damn thing, right? And I feel like, I'm not gonna say we're finally getting the respect and the acknowledgement that we deserve, but I feel like a lot of people are really like taking notice. And so when you have something like this, you know, happen, it's kind of like, bro, we making some headway and you kind of pulling us back a little bit. And I mean, there's different females, but yeah,
I think she sounded retarded. That particular. Let me just be real, free game ladies. If that's how you choose to express yourself, and you're saying that self-hate, you like what she say, self-hate or
she said you don't have self-respect, I think is what she said.
Self-respect. You don't have self-respect because you're not expressing your sexuality or all that other stuff. Like the way she explained it, and she's saying that being a hoe, how Cardi talked about being a hoe or whatever, it was liberating and shit. Because I saw Cardi make a status and it said that this song WAP was supposed to be empowering for women. And I'm like, I don't get the empowering part. Like talking about how wet your pussy is. I'm guessing because wet pussy, of course, will lead to good sex, right? But
no, not really.
I mean, well, true. I'm just trying to follow what it is because you got a lot of females who will try to talk down on me because I'm a male commenting on, you know, a particular, like a woman expressing herself sexually, right? But I think that like you can't mix that in there. It's okay to be what you want to be or whatever. I'm not saying that, you know, is anything wrong with you expressing yourself, but you can't throw in words like empowering and, you know, all this other shit that they're trying to entangle in there. I'm just like, nah.
Yeah. No, not in that way. I mean, I feel like women definitely should feel comfortable with their bodies, know their bodies, know what pleases them, what makes them happy, and all this other stuff, right? Like all of that, like yes, as women, you need to know that. But that song is not like if I, you know, had low self-esteem and I wasn't comfortable, you know, exposing my body to whoever I'm dating or whatever, that song is not gonna make me feel any better. You know, like it's a song, and then I'm gonna watch the video and I'm be like, okay, that's what you do. Well, yeah, no, I still don't feel comfortable, you know, doing that for my dude. Cause like, I mean, how you helping them?
Somebody could be like, man, this will put me in the mode to fuck the shit out of my dude or some shit like that.
But a mood and confidence is two different things. I could be in the mood to do something. I want to be, you know, if I was somebody who didn't have, you know, high confidence, I want to be more confident. But that doesn't mean that I will be. There's things that have to happen in that song, ain't it?
Hey, well, and I'll say this, ladies, if you're trying to that be the lead, like for your example, you know what I'm saying, and you're trying to have that be like, it's like your flagship and just being like, okay, I want to follow behind that. Please don't fall into that trap, because if you try to get a man, you could, like, I think it's somebody for everybody, because obviously Cardi B found somebody, but everyday females, if you're looking for the man of your dreams, right? Which could be just a man that has his shit together, all this other stuff. I mean, I don't know what people's preferences are, but from my understanding, a lot of women want a man to be able to provide, you know what I'm saying, be there for her, all this other stuff. You got to have some type of self-respect for yourself, because real men probably ain't gonna put up with that mentality. You know what I'm saying? That's cute, but I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, you a man, but
you may attract somebody that, like I'm saying, like you'll attract a man, but it may not be the man that you want. You know what I'm saying? She could get.
No, it could be. I mean, look at Cardi. Well, it depends on the type of man you want.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, but if you're looking for a certain type of a man that, I guess what I'm trying to say is like, when I hear women say, hey, I want a man like this, it's like, it feels like it's a man that holds himself, you know what I'm saying, to a certain standard, and, you know, doesn't look like that type of ratchet shit or something. You get what I'm saying? Like, you think just a man, like that's what I think of. But if you're looking for just the type of nigga that she may be describing, then you could get you an Offset, or, you know, because there's niggas out there that will put up with it, but you may not get the man that you may want, if that makes sense. Like, because me, if I was looking at somebody like, oh, I want a chick like Cardi B, I can't come to Melanice and be like, hey, you need to do that Cardi B shit. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like you're a well-rounded woman, you know what I'm saying, that would hold interest into somebody that I would be like, oh, okay, but I can't expect you to be on no twerking Cardi B type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go ahead.
Not publicly. We ain't doing all that. And why would you though? I can't even say why would you, because that's just a personal thing. It's females out here, and we've had this conversation before. Like, they just feel really comfortable, like, out here twerking and just, you know, exposing themselves, and that's cool. Like, if that's your thing, and I understand we're in this whole era of being, you know, comfortable in your skin and just, you know, be you. That's cool and all, but I just feel like women, like, at some point, there's a fine line between being a lady and being, I'm trying to keep it nice and cute and not.
No, go ahead. No, this is why I have you on here, because I want you to be able to like express yourself completely.
Because I mean, it's just, but you know what though, in all honesty, and I told you this before, like, hoes are out here winning. Like, I really, and I'm not saying that, you know, us females who are, you know, I ain't gonna say I'm just, you know, all wholesome and all that other stuff, but I definitely, like, am very particular about how I carry myself in public, especially, like, with all that I do or whatever. Like, imagine if I go out there and I do what Cardi and Megan did in the position that I'm in. I will lose every job that I have.
You won't be able to find a gentleman. I tell you that. With that mentality, you ain't gonna be able to find a gentleman, because they're gonna look at you probably like you're less worth because of how much you expose yourself.
Right. And see, and okay, so that's like a good point, because the thing is, like, females do that and guys give the reaction, right? They hype it up, they be ready to have sex, they might buy you a few things or whatever. So you really feel like, oh, this type of female, this type of personality, like, he doing this for me, he done got this, blah, 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 off of you, you know, out here just being, I don't want to say you being a hoe, because again, people express themselves and their personalities in different ways. So if that's you, cool. But I forgot where I was going with this. Oh, but it speaks volumes too, because y'all entertain it for a moment, right? And females who do that and they don't have it all up here, they think it's okay and they think they're winning. And they don't realize in reality they're actually losing.
Right. Because I mean, I love seeing twerking. You know what I'm saying? I love seeing ass. I like seeing titties. I love wet pussy. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna want you to be doing that all the time. Like, you ain't gonna be able to freely, you know, wear what you want to wear out in public. Like, if you know you got a gang of ass, you know, you ain't finna be wearing no shit that's just gonna show everything in the air. Like, cause if you got a natural ass, like a big ass, right? You walking down with me or whatever, it's folks that's gonna look like, goddamn. You don't have to even cover yourself up all the way. Like, you could wear just spandex, you know what I'm saying, or wear gym pants or whatever, and a dress. Right. You'll be able to see a big ass, right? You don't, but having your cleavage show and all this other stuff, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you're not going, like, I wouldn't want you to just expose your body. If you have a body, your body's gonna be able to be shown regardless of.
It's not gonna matter what you wear. Trust me.
Yeah, you know, right? So, yeah, but you know, I'll say this: I love a lady in the street, a lady in the street, but a freak in the sheets, straight up. And like I said, man, I love every dude. I mean, hopefully every dude would love wet pussy. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like at this particular time, like it's a movement going on. We're in the middle of a race war. You know what I'm saying? And just to have you coming out with a song talking about just straight pussy, 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 pussy. And I get mad at Lil Wayne, because Lil Wayne for a while, all he kept rapping about was pussy, pussy. He kept finding different metaphors to talk about pussy. Even Dave Chappelle made a skit. I mean, he said something about it in one of his specials or whatever. So anyway, I want to get to the sample in the song. Is some hoes in this house? Is some hoes? So, you know, when you hear that, you know, is that something you can vibe with? Like, does that, because I'm not saying anybody's a hoe for jamming to that, but the sample is some hoes in this house. And if you go to a woman and say, you know, yeah, hoe, or something like that, she gonna be looking like, nigga, what the fuck are you talking about? I ain't no fucking hoe. So how did you feel about the sample?
I mean, again, that song just really is not for me. Neither one of them artists, like, I don't really care for it too much. But and are you gonna see me like bopping to it or whatever? No. Because I feel like if that's the case, you know, somebody gonna get messed up somewhere thinking that it's okay to say that to a female. And for a second, it's probably gonna be okay for some people. Like, you going to a party and, you know, you and your girls walk in and do like, you know, it's some hoes in this house or whatever, and y'all just, you know, whatever. In that moment, it's gonna be okay, right? Yeah. But in reality, like, no, I'm good. Yeah. I mean, it might be some in the house, but it ain't this one right here. So I don't know.
Makes sense. So let's go to something, because a lot of people are criticizing it, saying that, oh, it's sexualizing, it's so hypersexual, and it's getting exposed to kids, and, you know, it's catching a lot of flack. Now, this is what I want to say about that, as far as influencing kids and Black women, right? Mm-hmm. You can't just point the finger at this song, right?
All right.
This song is out right now because the country is shut down, and people are paying attention to it because it's a lot of people at the house right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to work like you used to because of the pandemic. So it's the spotlight is on this particular song because it's two superstars. But like I said, Trina's made songs like this before. You know, Lil' Kim, notoriously known for having her damn legs spread on the damn cover, which was sexy. You know what I'm saying? But you've had this before. It's not the first time. And then you can't just point the fingers at the females. You got to point the fingers at the males too, because I grew up listening to Bone Thugs talk about Mo Murder. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Death Row Records. You know what I'm saying? The list could keep going on. NWA, when they talking about bitches, and, you know, Snoop talking about hoes, bitches ain't tricks. Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. And Jeezy, all them talking about drugs. It's like, this ain't the first time. Like, you got to be able to point the fingers at everybody. But I listened to all that stuff growing up. But I also played Grand Theft Auto on PlayStation. I've also played fighting games. I've watched movies that, you know, have sex scenes in them, and, you know, drug dealing, like Scarface. You got to point the fingers at everybody. I feel like it's the parents' job at the end of the day to be able to, you know, have some type of control over your kids, because my mama never held us back from anything. I remember watching Menace to Society when I was little, Juice when I was little. I watch it with her, and she took me to rated R movies and stuff, but it didn't influence me to do anything negative because I knew the result of what would happen from that. So, you know, but at the same time, they do push it in the media, and they push it through record labels, negative images and stereotypes of the Black man and the Black woman. So we can't disregard that. But at the same time, I think it still comes into play about the household, because I just had a strong mind, you know what I'm saying? And I knew not to do wrong and all that other stuff. But the next person could have been influenced by all of that other stuff. But you gotta, like, this isn't the first time it happened too. Like, when Snoop Dogg came out and the gangster music was taking over, you had a bunch of political leaders running over their CDs in the middle of the streets and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's nothing new, but I'm on the fence about that when it comes to that. So I can't point the finger straight at Megan and Cardi on that particular issue. I think that you have to be a strong-minded person to not let that shit reflect what you do in your life, you know, at the end of the day. But what do you feel about it?
I mean, I really think it's up to the parents, but I think if you are going to expose your kids to things like that, whether it's in music, movies, or whatever, I think a conversation definitely needs to be had where, especially depending on the age of the child, that they fully understand, like, what's going on, and you don't leave it open for their mind to wonder whether or not if something is right or wrong, you know. But again, right or wrong is subjective, because what's right to me may not be right, you know, to you. So I think, like, how you grow up, the environment that you grow up in also plays a part also. But I mean, I definitely think, you know, at the end of the day, it's an art. it's put out there for whoever. So if you expose your kids to, and not even parents, because kids are gonna find a way to listen. If they go to school, so that, you know, even if you don't allow your child to listen to it, the next parent, they may allow their child to listen to it. So now your child has been exposed to it another way. So I do think that some exposure has to happen, because if I have a child and I don't let them, you know, see all that or watch all that or listen to all that, but then, you know, they go and play with your child and they do or whatever, but I haven't had those conversations with my child about, you know, right, wrong, this is cool, this is not cool, then that automatically influence to think, well, oh, this is right. This is what I'm supposed to do. So you still got to have that open dialogue of kind of exposing them to some things, but more so having those conversations.
I agree as well. That was a great point that you made. Good job on that one, Melanice. But yeah, I feel the same way, man. I think that it's good for a child to know certain things so they don't get into trouble, because if you shelter your children so much, they're not going to be ready for the real world. Now, I'm not saying that they need to know what wet pussy is at damn 6 or 7 years old, or girls need to know that, you know, at like 10 or 11, you know what I'm saying? But you got these reality shows and all that stuff. It's going to influence some people, right? And it is true that these record labels and white supremacists, they do push that negative stereotype out there of us. And for all we know, they could have pushed this song to be a distraction from the movement. But we're able to multitask. I just think that Megan and Cardi made it was a bad timing. You know what I'm saying? It was bad timing to make a decision to put this out with everything that we got going on. And for you simple-minded ass folks that don't get that, I don't know what the hell to tell you. It's like, it's simple as that. The shit was bad timing, okay? Like, I love What Pussy just like the next man does, but I don't want to hear a song talking about that shit right now. Now, I'm not saying that they have to make political conscious music, but Megan put out Girl in the Hood, like I said a while ago, and she, you know, she talk her shit on there. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You want to have a balance to be able to have a good time with stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's okay. I don't expect them to rap about, you know, now Lil Baby switched it up, you know what I'm saying? But that's what his whole album is about. But a single Wet Ass Pussy, that's a single instead of an album cut. That's my problem that I have with it. And yeah, that's what I feel. Any last words about that?
No, I just, you know, y'all have fun with that track right there. I'm gonna let y'all have it.
Yeah. Make sure that you hit the like button, comment, leave a comment, whether it's good or negative. Even if you want to hit the thumbs down, go ahead and hit the thumbs down. But yeah, subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/WeAuthenticNetwork. You can see my show Res View. Also, you can see Free Game on there with Melanice. Get your Res View t-shirts. Isn't this shirt cool? Yeah.
It is. I still ain't got mine.
Damn sure.
I know.
Get your Reds View t-shirts, everybody. It's available on redsview.com. That's R3Dsview.com. I will be putting the link down there below. Also, I just released the EP with my homeboy Shice D, and it's called Ryu and Ken, the Ryu and Ken EP for all my Street Fighter lovers.
Yeah.
So 6 songs. Download it, purchase it everywhere on all streaming platforms, and I put the links down below. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You can follow me at JAYR3D on all social media platforms. Melanice, where do we follow you?
Y'all can follow me on Instagram at its_Mel's World.
All right, this is J Red and Melanice, and we are signing out. Res View, baby.